And welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia if you're new here, and I'm very excited about today's class. So today's class is for period cramps. So it's for those probably first couple of days when you get your period and you're like, oh, I do not want to leave bed. I also feel gross because I haven't left bed. Sitting upright is sore. If you have to work and you're sitting in an office chair, it is agony. We still can't believe that we do this every month. So I'm here to bring you a little bit of respite, a little bit of bliss, and then also hopefully, apart from just relieving some pain, bringing some joy back into the body. So if that sounds good, start in a comfortable seat. Because your lower back hurts, I would suggest sitting up onto a block, or if you have actually a pillow or a cushion would be even better here. So just sit that onto underneath your seat. Feel your hips nice and open here. We're going to inhale, roll our shoulders all the way up to the ears. And exhale, release, but release it really exaggerated. Letting go of the stress and tension. Inhale. And exhale. Just let it all out. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, make it big. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, slowly closing the eyes. Seeing how your body's feeling in this seated position. And scanning the body to see if there's any tension. Now, I'm assuming if you've clicked on this video, there'll be some tension around the hips, maybe in the belly, and maybe in the lower back. So we're not going to be sitting for long. I just want us to become aware of the body here before we begin to move. And before we get into some restorative postures, start to think if you can let go of any tension that isn't necessary. So obviously you might be going through some cramps, some aches and some pains that are deeply valid for what you're going through. However, I would like you to also see if there's maybe areas in the shoulder or around the eyes where you can let go of any tension. So relax the muscles around the face. Let your shoulders drop down. Don't let your belly muscles be held in. Just let it flow. Let your belly hang out and fall softly. This is a time for you to be good to your body, to take care of it. And remember, if you usually have a very busy routine, that you will be able to get back to that quicker if you just give yourself this time to feel good and to relax and to actively restore the body. Beautiful. Let's just bring our hands onto our belly, both hands, one on top of each other, and we'll just take a couple deep breaths before we get moving. So inhale, let your belly expand, breathing in, feeling your belly expand and fill up like a little balloon. And see if you can also direct the breath to the back part of here, so to the lower back, expanding in both directions and even sideways. Inhale. And then slowly exhaling through the nose again, feeling everything contract and come back in together. And again, deep inhale, letting the belly expand, breathing into the lower back and the sides. And on an exhale, letting everything come back together. Beautiful. Slowly let your hands come together at heart center and bow your chin towards your chest. And set an intention for today's practice. Maybe today's practice is to think, how would I like to feel? And how would I like to spend the rest of my day or evening or week? So maybe you decide that I would actually like to give in to the pain and relax and restore and try to give my body as much love and tenderness as possible. Or maybe you say, do you know what, after this class, I want to do the things that I wanted to do today and I will not give in to the pain. I will restore now and I will do everything but a little bit slower, or maybe just a little bit more consciously. Whatever you're feeling, just let that sink in and then slowly flutter the eyes open. Beautiful. So if you were sitting on a pillow or on a block, you can move that to the side now. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet down onto the mat. When you get here, bring your hands behind you, open your chest, and just bring your knees from one side to the other. Just a nice gentle waking up of the hip joints. Breathing deeply here. Maybe already feeling that lower back get a little bit of activation here too. And then slowly let's come to stillness. Bringing the soles of the feet together here. One of my favorite poses when I am on my period is a very restorative butterfly pose. So on an inhale, we're just going to grow nice and tall as you can with the spine. And on an exhale, we're going to fold over the legs, but this time just fold the way that feels good for you today. So I like to put the forearms or the back of my forearms onto the floor in front of me and have my palms open. And then letting my chin comes towards the chest allows a very nice long spine all the way from the tailbone to the neck. Allowing my head to hang heavy here too. And you should start to feel this beautiful opening in the hips. Feeling that lower back stretch out. Feeling the glutes relax. A beautiful pose to restore in this time. And also allowing that belly to be soft. So don't hold anything here. This is a very introspective yoga position. Just allowing yourself to sink into the mat. Feeling good and relaxed. And with each exhale that you take, see if you can soften more and grow heavier. One more deep inhale. And slow exhale, letting go. And then slowly rolling your head all the way back up until your spine is nice and straight again. And we'll make our way into a tabletop position. So coming into your hands and knees here. Again, just making sure your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your wrists. And we're just going to move really gently here. So inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, gaze up. And maybe today you're not doing the full expression of the pose. Maybe today this tiny little activation is enough. Just feeling that stretch along the front body here. Exhale, pushing the mat away. Belly button comes towards the spine and the chin comes towards the chest, feeling that stretch at the lower back again, which should feel really good. Moving nice and slowly, inhale, dropping the belly, opening the chest, gazing up. And exhale, push the mat away, belly button towards spine, chin towards the chest. And now we're going to come back through center and move organically. So this is where you get to move how your body wants to right now. And you can just take some nice body circles here. You might already, now that we've started moving, see areas of tension that you would like to loosen up. So move in that direction and just make sure if you're doing body circles or anything like this that you switch the direction halfway through so we're nice and equal. And you can also move forward and back. So I like to, especially when I have this tight feeling in the lower back, I like to push my hips over to one side of the mat at the back. Pulse there a little bit, move forward and then take it to the other side. And you'll feel that beautiful stretch along the outer glutes and along the side of the hips here and also getting into the lower back. Taking a few more breaths here, just moving how you feel right now. Maybe coming all the way down into a cobra. Slowly moving with the breath and making those big, juicy belly breaths here. And then let's all come back to center. Widen your knees as much as you feel like right now, and then sit your hips towards your heels and let's come into a child's pose. So allowing your forehead to rest on the mat. Another great position for the time of the month, where your hips really get to melt into the mat. Your lower back gets to lengthen. Your shoulders are relaxed and your belly is growing big in between the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's walk the hands over to the left for a second just to get another deep side stretch here. If you'd like to, you can bring the right hand on top of the left. And again, maybe gently push that right hip towards the right back corner of the mat, lengthening that right side body, getting into the lower back and getting the hip stretch here. Exhale. And then slowly coming back through center, take it to the right side now. Left hand comes on top of the right and dropping that forehead down again. Breathing into the left side body and activating the left hip closer towards the back of the mat. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the side body. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And then walking back to center here, taking one more deep breath here before we move on. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Beautiful. And now just slowly rolling yourself back up into a tabletop position and shake the hips out here. Beautiful. We're going to come into a one-legged pigeon here. So if you need to do so from downward facing dog, feel free to take yourself up and back. Otherwise, we'll just shimmy that little right knee forward in between the hands and then bring the knee to the left side of the mat. We're going to walk our right leg out to the back here and finding ourselves in pigeon pose. So try to flex that left foot here. Everything else can be nice and relaxed. And maybe you're already feeling that nice stretch into the left side glutes. Prop yourself up onto your fingertips here and puff your chest up. Inhale. And on an exhale, walking forward into your one-legged pigeon, however it feels comfortable for you on this side and on this day. Now, if because your hips are super tight today, we're gonna try and grab that. You can put your glute and rest it onto the pillow or the block that you have, or maybe a book around you so that it's not as intense. Otherwise, just drop yourself into your variation of pigeon pose today, and we'll take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, letting go, becoming nice and heavy. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Stunning work here. Slowly coming up onto the hands here. And then we're going to just come back into our tabletop position or downward facing dog, wherever you were before. And again, just shaking your hips from side to side, maybe taking a nice hip roll here. And now let's go over to the other side. So again, bringing that knee forward, this time it's on the right side, and then bringing your right knee to the right side of the mat, flexing that foot and walking the left leg out back. Propping yourself up onto your fingertips here so you can inhale and puff up the chest and grow tall. And exhale, coming down into your one-legged pigeon on this side. And again, taking whatever you need today. Maybe you're up on the forearms, maybe you're still on the hands, or all the way down with the forehead resting onto the mat. And maybe you even just have your hip underneath a nice block here so that it's not as intense for you today. And we'll take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Beautiful. And then let's all slowly come up onto the hands if you were down. And finding your way back into a tabletop position. Or if you were in down dog, go back to down dog and then meet us into a tabletop position. We're going to cross over the ankles and come to a seated position and then simply come back to lying on our back. So we're not going to be going a fancy core activation way here. Literally just make yourself comfortably down onto your back and hug your knees in towards your chest. Now maybe this action is a little bit too much for you. If so, you can actually just hold your knees and rock from side to side. Otherwise, you can give yourself a nice little hug, and maybe that's massaging your womb and maybe the bloated or crampy area here, but just be careful, do what feels good for your body. Now we're going to come into a beautiful asana, which is a great hip opener, also amazing for the lower back, so perfect for us today. And it is happy baby pose. So bringing your hands inside the legs and then bending at the knees. You can flex the feet here or just relax today. Maybe we don't have to take it so seriously. And we're going to grab either the outside of the feet if your hips are feeling nice and open, or you can grab the ankles or even just the inside of the thighs. I'm going to go for feet here, even though my hips are very tight today. And then just gently close the eyes. On an inhale, fill up the belly. And exhale, you can even try and bring the knees closer towards the mat by gently pulling at the ankle or the feet. Or just stay where it feels comfortable for you today. And you can also rock from side to side here. So this is like a nice happy baby that's rocking on the floor. Maybe bring a nice smile to your face as well, remembering these gentle, innocent times. And then taking one more deep breath here. Coming back to stillness. And then gently release your feet. Bringing your feet down on the mat again. And we're going to do those knee knocks from side to side again. But this time you can bring your arms to a cactus shape. Make sure your lower back is on the mat and just knock your knees from side to side. Seeing if it feels already more open or any better than before when we're seated. And then we're going to take our second last pose here, which is Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're doing a butterfly pose, but on the mat. So bringing the soles of the feet together here, letting the knees fall open and feeling that beautiful, gentle opening of the hips. If this is too much for you, you can put 2 pillows underneath your knees so that it's not forcing them all the way down because of gravity. And then just allowing your arms to fall by your side. Taking a few deep breaths here, and I really want you to focus on growing that belly as big as possible on each inhale. So if the arms by the side aren't good enough for you, you can also bring them on top of the belly again. And taking those deep inhales. And deep exhales, healing the body through breath and conscious movement. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep inhale here. And deep exhale. Stunning. So you can either stay here if you're feeling nice and relaxed and this is doing good for you right now. You can also just lengthen your legs out and come into Shavasana. Or if you'd like to, you can join me with what's called legs up the wall pose, where basically we just bring our legs all the way up. You can either have your arms down, or I like to bring my arms with it and close the eyes off. So this is a beautiful pose, a very restorative pose. And what it does is it reverses the flow of blood. So as with gravity, we're typically seated and we're standing most of the time. So our blood flow is going the opposite way, head down. And this is a great pose for you to restore and just switch things up a little bit. It's really healthy for us to move the way that our blood is flowing. And especially for times where you might have a lot going on in this pelvic area, in your womb, in your ovaries. It's really good for us to be able to heal, because think all this blood flow is coming down into the pelvis area. And it's good to stimulate activity there. So that's hopefully going to bring some nice healing activity in this area. Not only that, but the weight is giving us a nice little pressure on the lower back, a restorative pressure as it gets to sink into the mat even more. And today, different than any other yoga class, I want to leave you in your position, because I know when I do practices on my period, I'm like, once I'm relaxed, I'm like, oh, finally, I feel good. My body feels good. I'm relaxed. My lower back feels good. Everything's nice. So I want to leave you today. And I will let you choose either to stay here, and if you're staying in legs up the wall, maybe give it another 5 minutes. And when you're done, just hug your knees in towards your chest and take a Shavasana. Either that, or you can stay in our reclined butterfly or Shavasana. And wherever you are today, please just allow yourself to heal with the breath, and heal through conscious movements of the body. And when you get up, just make sure that you check in with the body, see how it's feeling, and let me know if this helped. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today, and I hope you feel amazing, you beautiful, beautiful human. Have a great day. Bye.